are here in Collier and Thompson's demonstration kitchen with Chef Cassie Vyers, who teaches us every month how to take restaurant techniques and actually do them in our home kitchens. And this one, to me, when you go to a restaurant, like a really high-end restaurant, they're like, well, we did this really amazing compressed or sous vide or whatever. You're like, I could never do that at home.
Oh, it's so complicated. It's so overwhelming.
Right.
It's really, really not.
Well, you're going to have to show us how to do it.
All right. It's a beautiful technique, actually. What you're doing by compressing, it's important to understand what that actually means. You're putting something in a vacuum bag, you're taking out all the air, and you're compressing the flavors together. So what they say is you get more flavor in smaller packages because the food actually shrinks down, but everything's still in there. So it's really bright, vibrant, and it actually plays with the texture and the color as well. And
what I think is interesting is that you can either add flavors to it or you can not, and it's still, even if you just put a raw piece of something in a compressor,
it's gonna change the flavor, it's gonna change the color, it's gonna change the texture.
That's really cool.
Today we're dealing with tomatoes and watermelon. Tomato and watermelon salads. It's kind of a fun summer salad, but we're compressing both ingredients, and we're going to do it a little bit differently for each. The first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to get a syrup going. Like you said, you can add flavor by adding ingredients. So we're making a basil syrup that we're going to put into the tomatoes as we compress them. So we're going to infuse the tomatoes with the flavor of basil and a little bit of sweetness.
So what's in the pan?
Equal parts sugar and water.
Okay, so you're making a simple syrup.
Simple syrup, that's all it is.
So you just want to bring it to a boil?
Yep, just bring it to a boil, turn it off, and let it
steep.
Okay. We are gonna go ahead and slice up our watermelon and our tomato. That's pretty much your advanced preparation for this dish.
Easy enough.
Easy enough.
First off, I want to talk about this. Where do you get it?
I got it at Target.
Okay.
It was $15.
Awesome.
Yes.
And so it's a food saver, but what this does is it just sucks the air out.
Yep. You've got these little circles, and you just press that on top, and it sucks the air out. And it's called a food saver. It's for storing your food. But we add a little twist to it to make it for compressing food.
So that's it?
That's it. Now we need to strain the basil out of our syrup. All right, we're gonna put our tomatoes in our vacuum bag.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna pour a little bit of our syrup in there. All right, once you've got all the air sucked out, what we're gonna do to cheat, if you will, we're gonna put these in the freezer. Now what that does is since we don't have that big, powerful industrial vacuum, it causes all those juices to contract and shrink in, assisting the vacuum seal.
So you've taken these out of the freezer. How long did you leave these in the freezer?
An hour. You can leave them in longer if you like, but an hour is really all you need. And you can already see with the watermelon that bright color.
Yeah,
that wasn't the color. I mean, look at how much more color you get out of that.
It's like super pink.
It is.
Yeah.
It enhances the color, it enhances the flavor. We're just gonna open this up. Now this is the really fun part. It changes the texture. It's kind of soft.
Makes it kind of soft and
flexible. Now it's gonna need to drain a little bit because some of the juices are gonna come back out.
Okay.
Which is fine, so just let that sit there. And we're gonna do the same with our tomatoes. We're gonna set them out and let them drain a little bit as well.
Okay.
So we're gonna let those come to room temperature, and these have been sitting out for a few minutes, but you can
That
see
is so cool.
through the tomato.
You can, that's beautiful.
We're gonna chiffonade our basil.
Okay.
I love saying that word, chiffonade. It sounds so fancy, and it's really just cutting it into strips. You just roll them up and slice. We're gonna cut our watermelon. Now what you're gonna find is cutting something that's been compressed, it's like slicing through butter. All right, so we're gonna put our little slices of tomato on our plate. We're gonna sprinkle a little bit of goat cheese on top, drizzle a little bit of olive oil, a little salt and pepper, and the last touch is we're gonna drizzle some saba on top. It's like a balsamic vinegar, but it's sweeter, it's a little bit thinner, and it's got this great earthy quality to it.
Okay.
It's actually made from grape must. And there you go. The most beautiful, fresh, flavorful summer salad that you could ever ask for.